Let me show you how to solve this kind of math question on the board. We are told that a binary operation, which is represented with asterisk, is defined by a asterisk b equal to a raised to the power of b. If a asterisk 2 is equal to 2 minus a, find the possible values of a. For you to solve this question, first of all, there is something you need to understand here. If you look at this, you notice that this statement has two parts. This is the first part and this is the second part. The first part has left-hand side and the right-hand side. The same is true for the second part, the left-hand side and the right-hand side. The left-hand side is there for comparison. The left-hand side of the two statements there is for comparison. You have to compare. While for the right-hand side of the first part is to guide you. While the right-hand side of this second part, you have to, everything you have solved, you equate it to this right-hand side of this second part of the statement. You understand? So I'm going to show you what I mean. If you look at this, we are told that anytime you have a asterisk b, that it is the same thing as writing this a here, and then you raise it to the power of this b. You get? Now, if you compare this and this, remember I told you that this first part here, this left-hand side and this left-hand side is for comparison. If you compare this one and this, the only difference is that they replace b with 2. Have you seen it? Now, they now told us that anytime you see something like this, whereby a asterisk something, I should write down that a. So here we have a asterisk something. We are going to write down that a. We're going to write down this a. So this is the solution. We write down this a, which is a. Then they said we should raise it to the power of this second one. That means we are going to raise it to the power of this 2 here. So raise to the power of 2. Remember I told you that you are going to equate everything to this right hand side. So that will be equal to 2 minus a. The next thing to do is to move this to this other side. We have a squared. If this negative a, if you should cross to this side, becomes positive a. If this positive 2 crosses, becomes negative 2. Because we have moved everything to this side, we are going to be left with 0 on the right hand side. Now this is a quadratic equation that we need to solve. Question is, how do we solve this quadratic equation? We can solve this by factorization method. If you look at this, you notice that nothing is attached here. Can't see any visible number here. Because there is nothing here, the coefficient of a squared is 1. Nothing is here, the number here is 1. Take note. Anytime you don't see a coefficient, it is 1. Now, because 1 is here and 1 is here, we are going to look for two numbers that when we multiply those two numbers, we are going to get negative 2. But when we add them, we are going to get this. This is plus 1. You understand? Two numbers that when we multiply them, we get minus 2. But when we add them, we get plus 1. What are the two numbers? The two numbers are, call them factors. The two factors are negative 1 and positive 2. Minus 1 plus 2 will give us plus 1. Minus 1 times plus 2. Minus times plus will give us minus. 1 times 2 will give us 2. So these are the two numbers we are going to make it of. Here we are going to write, open a bracket and write this a that we are solving for. Write a, then you pick the first one, minus 1. Close the bracket. And then write that same a again. Pick the second factor, which is plus 2, and you close the bracket. Then equal to 0. After that, you equate each of these brackets to 0. Now say either this a minus 1 is equal to 0, or write a plus 2 equal to 0. That's how to write it in quadratic terms. Now we have to solve for a in each of the equations. So for this one, we can move this negative 1 to this side. If we do that, it changes to positive. We're going to have a equal to, if this one crosses, it becomes positive 1. And then you write our a. If this one crosses, it becomes negative 2. So the possible values of a are 1 and negative 2. And this is the answer to this question.